Hello, my name is Mackenzie James, and I wanted to come on here today to introduce myself and have you get to know me a little bit better. We'll be talking about my childhood, growing up, and then kind of where I am today. So, my childhood is not the typical one, not the norm, as some would say. I grew up overseas. So, when I was 2 years old, my family and I moved overseas for my parents' work, and I was constantly surrounded by a different culture, people who didn't look like me, people who didn't speak the same language as I did, people who didn't have the same values as I did. And although this may seem intimidating to some, I have grown to love and treasure my childhood, and I know that it is a very unique experience that not everyone gets to experience. And through this experience, I got to meet a lot of beautiful people and hear a lot of amazing stories, and just growing up getting to witness how other people worship. And growing up, we would go to temples with these local people and just watch how they interact with the temple as they're worshiping and as they're chanting and all these different things. And although this is something that was very foreign to me at the time, it has instilled in me a passion to understand what I believe and understand how to articulate what I believe to others. And that has really led me to who I am today. When I was about 15, my family and I moved back to America, and through this, I was very unsure how to kind of cope with the world, as I had grown up surrounded by this culture that was unfamiliar to me that I came to truly love and call my home. And now I was in America, which should be my culture and was my culture of origin, yet I knew nothing about the culture here. And so it was very much a culture shock for what was supposed to be my own culture, which led to a lot of questions of questioning who is God and why did this happen to my family? Why are we not still in the country that we called home? And again, this just instilled the passion in me of why do I believe what I believe? And now I'm a student at Oklahoma Baptist University in Shawnee, Oklahoma, and I am currently an online student because my husband and I just recently moved to Texas for him to be a youth pastor. So I am still in school. I am doing the online program, as I mentioned before, and my major is Christian ministry with a minor in student ministry. So I have been working through classes that really dive deep into the Bible, dive deep into theology, look at the scriptures as we study who is God, why do we believe in him, why did the founding church fathers kind of come to the conclusions that they did that formed this doctrine that many Christians hold to. And through this, I have really loved getting to become stronger in my faith and learn more of who God is, but also understand how to articulate who God is and why people need him to others. As I grew up overseas, obviously I was surrounded by people who didn't know him, and it was dark, very spiritually dark, and just something that was unfamiliar to me as I grew up in a Christian home. And so then going to college, really wanting to understand how to talk to people about this. I had grown up seeing it, yet I personally didn't know how to do it well. And so these classes have really instilled in me a deep passion for the Lord, as well as a passion to tell others about him. In my free time, I like to read books. I read a lot of fiction books, but I also really love reading books that will grow me spiritually, such as C.S. Lewis's books or other books such as Radical. These books have really made an impact in my life, and I love getting to read about how others view the Lord, as well as just the way that they think, and books that challenge me to think. And I'm really looking forward to, in the future, using my major to then talk to other people well about who God is. And I get to experience that a little bit now, helping my husband in the youth ministry. I get to be surrounded by students who are growing up learning who God is and why he's so important, and I get to help them learn that, and I get to encourage them in their walk with the Lord, and it's something that I have really treasured. Moving forward, that's kind of just where I am. I'm hoping to graduate in December of 2025. at the end of this year. And I have really enjoyed all that I've gotten to learn so far, and I am looking forward to learn even after college, just through experience of life and learning more of who He is through reading my Bible. And so I hope you got to know a little bit more about who I am, and I pray that through this class that we would just glorify God. Thank you.